Smoke.
Uno pull up in that 9 by Uno in the booth. Mask off, I just spaz off, proto jazz off with the flu. 2-piece clip extendo, red dot Kevlar like my suit. OJ with the juice, I Heisman haters off the juice.
All right, so you know what, guys? We're back to it again.
We're back, dog. What's going on, man?
Man, nothing much, bro. Just living life, living the dream, taking it one step
more
at a
week
time.
at it, huh?
One more week. I'm telling you, I'm just feeling it and I'm loving it.
Yeah. What was your week like?
So, okay, well, I'm gonna jump past a week because that's just work, sleep, and Destiny 2, and my daughter, whom I love, and my wife. But I ended up going to University of California Riverside's second annual Highlander Con, hosted by the Highlander Gaming Club. I feel like they're not a club, but Highlander Gaming, that's their name. I'm sorry for butchering it. Now, I'm going to give a little background on Highlander Gaming before I get into the event in Highlander Con. So, Highlander Gaming was founded in April 2012. Highlander Gaming is a nonprofit social organization at the University of California Riverside. They aim to promote and involve the campus and surrounding areas in esports, competitive gaming, and a world of video games. Through Highlander Gaming, they work to create a strong community that dedicates itself to maintaining a competitive spirit while maintaining a strong sense of sportsmanship and social inclusion. Now, I know I sounded like an ad there, but my whole, I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. Riverside, and for those who don't know about it, who are out there listening, is a lot of people would call it an in-between city that's booming. It's growing, it's getting its own light, and it's getting its own shine, especially through University of California Riverside.
Yeah.
Now,
would you say that that's the biggest thing about Riverside?
I don't want to say yes, because I feel like that's disrespectful to downtown Riverside.
Well, I mean, as of right now.
Of right now, yes, that's the big booming thing.
Yeah.
Is UC Riverside coming in and growing and becoming, it was actually the most diverse school in the United States.
Yeah, I would even say downtown Riverside would kind of give them, praise to that.
Yeah, because it's really turning into a college town. That's honestly what it's turning into. That whole area, university, and whatnot.
We're both from Riverside, but
Yes.
remember how I used to go was
Yeah.
you would tell people, "Oh, where you from?" "I'm from Riverside." Where's that?
Yeah, but now
it's 75 miles or 65 miles away from the outskirts of LA.
Yep. Oh, so close to San Diego?
No.
It's like, no.
Now,
it was always having to explain, but now it's really getting its own shine, and that really has a lot to do with UC Riverside.
I'm glad to hear it, man.
And now bringing it back and having it really boom with gaming. Now,
Ain't that crazy?
Adventures with Black Nerds, we live for this.
Yeah.
So to see a free public event that is a video game conference called Highlander Con. I seen it on Facebook, lost my mind, shared it to as many people as possible, and I ended up going.
Yeah.
And I took it was my wife and my baby and my cousin and his son, and we had a good time. So walking in, the first thing we immediately saw was 3 major booths. You had Oros Tech, and then you had MSI, and then you also had Razer. These are all major video game and computer
Like tech companies.
Mm-hmm. And here it is, they're sitting in UC Riverside, a school that I used to
walk around.
Yeah, I walked around, went to class in that same area. I used to eat lunch.
Yeah.
And now you got these major video game backing companies who make this awesome tech that have people clocking at light speed, sitting in here discussing their product at UC Riverside.
It's mind-boggling.
It's mind-boggling because this is it's a trip to see how far it's come and how far gaming is, and as in gaming, jumping into the school circuit, and now we already see it, and I know we're going to talk about it in a second. You see it in sports. When you talk sports, now you mention esports.
You have to.
It's
they
there.
Talking about esports in the Olympics.
Yeah, TBS has esports networks.
Yeah.
It's its own sporting entity. You're gonna see ESPN Ocho.
Yeah. but you know what's crazy? I've been following esports from the jump. Like I can tell you major organizations, and this is based off of following pretty much one game, and that's Call of Duty. So Call of Duty's esports kind of paved the way, to be honest, because they got like they had a $1 million tournament.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
they
started getting all types of crazy. Yeah,
wasn't it Monster as well?
I'm not
I want to
sure
say
about
Monster jumped in on, but I know for sure Mountain Dew.
Yeah, Mountain Dew.
Remember, you used to be able to get cold. You still can.
Oh, it was Mountain Dew and Doritos.
Remember,
they sold you the packs to get double XP.
Yeah,
but this is starting back. This wasn't even Modern Warfare 3.
Nah, this was way before that.
No.
Like when Livewire and whatnot came out. Shout out to Mountain Dew. If you want to shoot me a can of Livewire at Baron J67.
Yeah, I think this was around the time where the first Call of Duty that had you were able to level the gun, to get the XP, because they had weapon XP at the same time. So before we jump on that, let's finish up with Highlander Con.
Yes, and okay, so a real dope thing happened. I came across a real cool guy named Tip, and him coming from his organization Pulling in 5. Now these dudes are dope. Their podcasts are amazing. And hopefully look forward to working with these guys as well. But actually I did an interview, and we'll be plugging that down below, where you can click on the link and make sure to subscribe and follow Pulling in 5. And it was just so cool to see how much was really... I'm starstruck. I'm in awe, because it's Riverside. This is the biggest gaming event.
Last place you
expect to see a major gaming event.
Usually they're in LA and Orange County.
Yeah.
Orange County Anaheim actually has MLG Anaheim.
There you go.
Where pretty much Call of Duty reigns supreme. And then now they have like Gears tournaments, and CSGO has skyrocketed. League of Legends, Hearthstone, all of those games are all over the place.
And with actually with Highlander Gaming, the games that they play are they play PUBG, Battlegrounds, Hearthstone, League of Legends, Overwatch, StarCraft 2, Heroes, and CS:GO. That
is crazy.
And to have a team specified for each one of those games, it's freaking amazing.
That's crazy.
Like
they have to recruit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and then I even asked one of the members, sorry I forgot your name, man, but you're the best. I asked about like scholarships and programming, because at UC Irvine they actually have a program and a department for esports gaming.
Yeah.
Now, I know that's something that we talked about, because just like with other collegiate sports, now comes into the whole thing of money.
Yeah, money comes in. That's kind of that. See. The problem I see with this is we bash and we shun college students from getting paid from doing what they're doing.
True.
Well, the thing with esports, there is specific products put here for that.
Yep.
You have YouTube Gaming, you have Twitch, YouTube even has streaming services. Yeah. So these things are put here for you to attempt to bring in some type of income. Buying these equipments for gaming is not cheap. So
to be able to compete on the level that they're competing.
Exactly.
These rigs are a low end, $2,000.
If your computer ain't at its max, you're losing out.
Man, and people don't understand that a higher quality, everything down to plugging into your Ethernet, running a hard line, anything, even down to having a proper HDMI cord.
Even the millisecond.
You go ahead and don't go, if you're cheapening out there, for those in the gaming community,
if you're professional gaming
or even those who want to get a good KD, if you don't have a high quality HDMI cord, or your TV's refresh rate is not above 120,
or the milliseconds on your mouse is 2 or 3.
I'm telling you, all of these little things matter, and these guys take it serious because this is their profession.
Exactly.
And I have so much respect for these guys because of the hours, and ladies, these folks, the hours they put in. It's nothing short of what it is, sports.
I'm gonna show you some guys that I watch on Twitch and some people I follow even on YouTube. I'm gonna send you those informations because it's crazy what they do. And I
8-hour streams.
Listen, I used to play Call of Duty crazy amounts of time. Like when I had the time, I'm on it, and I thought I was good. Like I thought I was really good. And then I got introduced to pro players and was watching asses get handed to them, and decided
makes
that
you feel like trash.
My level has just dropped down, and people will tell you, like, I run a basic KD. I am a straight Slayer. We used to call it Rusher, but the technical term for it is Slayer. You're going just for the kills, and I actually had to kind of push back from it because it's getting ridiculous. These people is crazy, and we used to think they used to cheat. That's aimbot. They got aimbot. This sniper was no. Some of these people are gods. I tell them that they are gods because they're what they can do with a controller, even to the way you play with the controller. Yep. Some people play claw, and if you don't know what claw is when you use your index finger to press the buttons on your controller, and you use your middle finger to hit your trigger and your LB or R1, so you're playing like this, so you don't have to pull your thumb off the joystick. And
to avoid playing like that, there's different products out there such as
Scuff,
Xbox Elite controller.
Yeah, they also have the Collective Mind pack I actually own that. So the Collective Mind pack is pretty cool
and if any of these wonderful companies would like to send us some products to test out.
Yeah.
At Baron J67.
At xTJones on any platform. And
any platform.
If you have an old Scuff laying around, I would definitely.
Or if you have a new one you want us to test out and review and all that other fun stuff.
I've never held one. The much I talk about Call of Duty, I've never held one.
And Scuff, we need you guys to really support us and fix that. And but the point being is how much time, effort, and passion goes into this.
Okay. Okay. So we just were talking about Highlander Con, right?
Yes.
And
we were just talking about pulling in 5.
Yes.
Now, also to go along with that was Pulling in 5 did an interview with the VP of Esports, the VP of Esports at the University of Penn State. Her name was Iris.
Yes.
And in this interview, they spoke about their esports program. Now, in their esports program, they have a Overwatch team, and she even spoke about their Melee, which is their Smash, and their Smash team got so big that they had to turn around and create its own division because they couldn't fund it. So now, this is how big it is. Smash has its own division. Then you have the esports team there, where I think they run Overwatch, and they run a couple other games. I think CS:GO was one of them as well, and Hearthstone. So now, the one thing I was asking, and the one thing that they did kind of address, is the fact that kids can't, it creates a conflict if you're streaming, if you're gaining funds. If you have some type of revenue coming in for what you do. Now, she also spoke about a situation which I don't know any information on, but I can understand it. We've seen it in the past, how this guy played on the basketball team, I want to say, and he couldn't play for the team anymore because he had a YouTube channel. And he was gaining revenue from his YouTube channel.
Yes.
So it's like, dang,
because
what happened? Like, how do I supposed to survive?
Okay, let's take away from the survival aspect. Let's pull back from that. Mm-hmm. Let's go a little more broad. We all know that people love. I mean, if you guys have watched any streaming service, I mean, even those, if you don't watch it and you have kids, ask your kids about it and sit down and look over their shoulder and just watch what happens. So, people with big time YouTube channels or gaming channels or just YouTube in general, they can receive revenue based on how many views they get.
Yeah.
So what happens is, if you become a popular streamer, which in my opinion is probably the only way you're going to be able to show your gaming skills to a point to where you get picked up on a collegiate level or pro level, you are liable to make money.
Yeah.
And people want to donate to you. People want to sponsor you. And the moment you do that, just like with any other pro sport or any other collegiate sport, you're going to lose your rookie status. Mm-hmm. So wouldn't that suck? Like, and then where's the time frame? We're talking about untouched territory here.
Yeah.
Because now, what's the defined rules? Is it going to just be a flat carryover from NCAA regulations?
Well,
because UCR is a University of California school.
Yeah.
This is a D1 school.
Okay. Well, she did mention in her interview that their program was covered underneath the NCAA.
See,
their thing. So if they're underneath the title, it's the same treatment.
Yep.
They're treated as athletes.
So now you got to follow those same rules, but things apply totally different. There's this, the culture of it, just being able to get to that point of the shine to get noticed, and on that journey, somebody donated $1.
Yeah,
along that
you get in trouble for it. Look at greats. Look at Reggie Bush. Look at Cam Newton. Recently.
LeBron James in the Hummer.
Exactly. But you know what's crazy about that?
But that wasn't college.
Now this is getting into my opinion. I don't think there's a problem with that. The
No.
reason why
No.
I say that is because let's just stick into esports. With esports, this is a talent that's based on your fingers.
Yep.
Right? I don't have to go to school to be a Call of Duty or Overwatch champion.
Not
you could just grind your little heart out and play all day and get noticed. And there's people like that. Look at going back to the Call of Duty scene. Now, I think the greatest player to pick up the sticks in Call of Duty is a guy on Optic Gaming. His name is Scump. His name is Scumpy. And the dude is a monster. Like, I watch his YouTube videos and everything. Now, this dude, he goes down to even tells you details how he plays. He plays claw, right? So he doesn't use paddles on a scuff controller. He plays claw, and the dude is a monster.
That's crazy. That sounds like carpal tunnel.
Exactly, right? I'm like, damn, your fingers gotta hurt.
Got calluses like Jimi Hendrix.
But that's what he does, and he enjoys it. So he does it. He plays Call of Duty 24/7. Right? He just became a champion. His first championship after playing for years. And I think he just turned 22. So for playing you've been playing Call of Duty for years. You got your first championship. They also got a guy on their team that has won 3 Call of Duty championships. $400,000 to the winning team. He has 3. They got another guy on there that has 2. They got Formal, which he's from Southern California. Shout outs to him. He got 1 too. And Formal Formal came over from Halo.
Damn.
This is how good Formal is before you go into your next topic. He was playing Call of Duty. The new Halo came out. He played the new Halo in the first tournament, won the tournament with his team, then went back to Call of Duty.
Just bounced. He just pulled a Dion. Let me go get a ring.
Yeah.
Let me go get a World Series champ. Let me go back and get one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess our main point was, why don't these players deserve to be compensated? They're playing for prize pools. That's what these tournaments are for. Prize pools.
True.
So where is the problem with receiving the cash from the
and
prize
let me
pool?
tell you this, and I'm gonna argue in favor of them just like you are. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna once again pull the scope back.
Okay.
Collegiate athletes as a whole.
Yeah.
Now I get one of the major arguments is your scholarship is your payment. That's your payment. But when you as a program are making money hand over fist, and you're only giving me an education that you were going to hand out for free anyway to a certain amount of people, is it truly payment, or you just got free labor? Yeah. Like, it. I mean, we can go for this argument for days.
Yes, which we have, probably.
But also a major point that another argument is every program doesn't bring in the same amount of revenue. So now it turns into, because you play the more popular sport, whether it be esports, whether it be football, whether it be basketball, you playing the more popular sport makes you more money. And I could already see where this is going. Yeah. I could see this turning into a big, giant issue, which it has. That's why we don't have NCAA football anymore. Because of the fact that, hey, you over here making all this money, EA.
Yeah.
And you're not paying me, but this player has all my stats, my hometown, but he doesn't have my name.
My name, yeah, okay. That makes sense. It was just their number.
It was just their number and all their stats. Wasn't Will in one?
I don't know.
I swear he was. I think he was on the last one.
Really?
Yeah. I want to say it had his stats. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But yeah, that was dope.
We can check that out.
But it just, you can't, there's so many layers to it. And I'm not trying to disregard it in any way, shape, or form. But at the end of the day, when somebody's making a crap ton of money, and let's be honest, where the sports world is going and where technology is going, I mean, everything from, remember when Google Glass, we thought that was going to change the world.
Yeah.
And, you got all these digital, the way just the future is going in tech. I mean, why wouldn't we start investing into esports? Because think about it. I truly, in my personal opinion, I feel like football in the next 20 years is going to move more and more towards obsolete. Or it's going to turn into, when they get hit, they're going to inflate into styrofoam like on iRobot. Like they're going to turn into a gel bubble. Yeah. And I'm not laughing at it. I'm more so making fun of it because people's safety above everything.
Oh, of course.
That's the whole point of it. People's safety. I mean, to a point where I don't even want my kids really playing football.
Me neither.
I mean,
I
watched you. I watched your injury. You know what I mean? And my knees is jacked up. And who knows how many concussions I done took. Yeah.
Football has changed.
Yeah.
We can all agree with that.
True.
And it seems like every time it changes, more people get hurt.
True.
And I mean, this is based off of, because I watched the game.
True.
And we watch people get destroyed. ACLs. I've seen people take big hits and pop back up. And I've seen people take small hits and can't get back up.
Man.
So,
but it just, what was the trippiest thing? You remember that guy who fell onto his knees and he got blowed back? And I want to say it was at a different high school. It wasn't at our school, but he went down and was falling to his knees. Imagine this, folks: guy falling towards his knees, and then somebody spears him
from the front.
So his back touches the dirt while he's going to a knee. So he just gets folded like a damn chair. But once again, I mean, I love the sport. Who doesn't? Yeah. Who doesn't love seeing a good hit? It's a classic. It's an American pastime. I mean, all sports are dangerous. People get hurt in everything from baseball, soccer, rugby. I mean, no sport it's anywhere there's any form of contact
you're
somebody's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched a guy run wide open and tear his MCL.
And then, come give me.
You just see him fall. So I'm not disregarding. I don't want to kill off the sport, but I just know where things are going and tying it back in. Esports, man.
It's the way to go.
I mean,
you ever seen a Madden tournament?
Bro.
Have you ever seen a Madden tournament?
They held one at the barbershop years ago and people lost their mind. Look, I just know, and then it's quick, it's easy.
Yeah.
I have a system. I got systems. You got systems.
Yeah.
I don't know too many male adults who are adults, period, who don't play or are around games. Whether it's Candy Crush, all them people out there talking about, I don't play games. Games are childish.
Or golf. Was it golf Clash Golf or Golf Clash?
Yeah. Or any of those iPhone games you play with people when
Clash
you're bored at work.
Clash Royale.
You're a gamer. I watched my wife, who is not classified as a gamer, even though she's married to one. Mm-hmm. I watched her get frustrated. And it was the funniest thing. She was playing Bubble Burst or Bust a Move or something. And I talked to her as she was making a move and she messed up. I legit watched my wife get so flustered. My wife rage quitted. And she didn't know what she was experiencing.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're really a gamer. You just got frustrated because somebody interrupted you as you were in the moment.
It's funny. I had a moment like that today. Listen, it's funny story. I'm in the house, right? My wife yells out to me, hey, Travis, such and such, such and such. Now, I'm in the raid.
Oh,
I'm in Destiny's raid, right? I'm at the gauntlet stage. I'm running. She says whatever she says to me. I say, I got it. And I finish. After I'm done, I'm like, what the hell did she say? Should she say? Everybody's on the mic. Did you even hear what she said? I said, no, I did not.
Man.
I did not hear nothing she just said.
Look, it's real.
It's funny. I still don't know what she said.
Yeah.
To this moment.
Hopefully it was nothing important. Sprinklers all still on.
We'll be all right.
But it's funny how it don't take much to classify you as a gamer.
Yeah.
I mean, I know plenty of people, man, especially them iPhone users. I don't have an iPhone. Nothing against them. A lot against them, actually. I'm lying. But I'm not going to dive down that rabbit hole.
Oh, no.
Because we love iPhone supporters and iPhone supporters love us. Go ahead and subscribe and like and all that good stuff.
Definitely follow me on Twitter.
Right? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. But you're a gamer. Accept it. It's okay.
Yeah, but back to our original point about gamers in esports not being paid.
Yes.
I just don't see how this is going to work. You know, because if prize pools are the reason why they're not playing for for a trophy.
No,
they're just not.
No,
they play for a prize pool.
Yep.
The prize pool usually gets spread out between the top 8 teams.
Yep,
and that's it. So if I'm not playing for a prize pool, what am I paying for? What am I playing for?
Right.
You know, but see, and then you can also look at the bright side. If you go to a school and they're give you a scholarship to play on their team, whether it's League of Legends or Hearthstone or Call of Duty, whatever, and they decide to, they sponsor you. So are they providing you with the equipment? Are they providing you with all the essentials that you need? You know, and then how does schooling work with that?
Board.
Traveling, schooling. How does school work with that now?
Well, see, what's cool about this, I think a way to circumvent it would be to give it its own school department. So now, because you're dealing in an environment that is so financially driven, it's so financially driven that you can't avoid it. Everybody would lose their rookie status. Everybody would lose their rookie status.
Okay.
Everybody with a serious stream page, everybody who's played in a tournament, because you've received compensation. So a way to get around that would be to make it a department and fund it like as research through grants. Offer grants. But that's all I can think of. Because put a fund in place at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
This is how much you got for travel. This is how much you got for whatever you need within your department. Because you're a department now.
Yeah.
You're not a sport.
Oh, I need a supercomputer.
Yeah. No, if it's within your budget, here, write it off and make sure you can justify why your department, not your team, your department needed it.
Exactly.
Now, of course, it takes away from the whole esports, but that's just me playing words, being compliant.
Because
it is wordsmithing.
But that makes sense for schooling.
Yeah.
For schooling, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Because even in professional school, listen, and before we get into that, I'm gonna explain how I know all of this. Now, back in we did talk about it early Call of Duty days. I started paying attention. Now, just to name some of the teams, you got Optic Gaming out there, FaZe Clan, Curse Gaming. There's Team Caliber. There's Team Envious, which is actually one of the first teams I started following. So you got all of these teams out here, right? Luminosity Gaming, that are professional gaming organizations, right?
Highlander Gaming.
And Highlander Gaming now. Yeah. So but the difference between Highlander Gaming and these organizations, this is pro.
Yeah.
Most of these teams pay their players a salary. Some of them have team homes where their players live in this home and they play Call of Duty every day, or they play CSGO every day, or Gears of War, whatever it is, Halo, and they grind the game to be the best at it so they can go to these tournaments and wild out and get that money. Now, with the college level now, when you jump into it as a student, I think that's the best way for young players who cannot, because they have rules at these tournaments. You have to be a certain age to receive this money. You have to have parent slips saying that you can play and this, that, and the third.
True.
But at at this level, if you feel like you're really good at the game, the college route seems like the way to go. So how would now this is getting to my major point. How would someone know if you're a good player at Overwatch or CS:GO if they don't see you play?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm over here cringing. I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's how, Sway? Like you won't know.
You won't
unless,
know.
Like, do I just take your word on it?
Yeah.
What if you just have a good game?
Exactly.
I need to see consistency.
So now I got to put together a reel, but I can't stream it.
I can't
post it.
Which, I mean, well, let's be honest.
It's doable.
It's doable because, like,
why?
It's new territory.
Yeah.
And I know with time, it will get figured out. I just hope we don't lose a lot of great gamers who can be some real pros and classics. Mm-hmm. I hope we don't lose them in this transitioning in this new phase of collegiate esports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to see that person or that group fall on the sword. Even though somebody has to do it.
Yeah, and somebody will do it.
Somebody will do it. Somebody's probably done it. But it sucks. I want everybody to win. Yeah, the best.
Well, because you're for everybody, and you understand it, and especially as a college student and a gamer, you understand both parts of it. That's why you can, play devil's advocate to one side and then speak on the other side because you can see it. With me though, I strictly only see why it shouldn't fully benefit the guy that's playing. You know what I'm saying? Because you're playing. Yeah. He's grinding. Yeah. He has to be known. It's funny, even in these organizations, some people pop up out of nowhere. Who's Nagafin? Yeah. Where did he come from? I didn't know he. And then they actually have websites. They have a wiki on esports players, and it gives you their background, gives you their first tourney, their last tourney, their placement in their tourney.
And it's real when it makes it to Wikipedia.
Yeah, so of course. So why shouldn't they get that same notoriety? True. This is the guy that's playing. Yeah. You want him. You got to come with a package. It has to be some package that makes sense for this guy. Because he can say, cool, I think I'm bigger than this school. Yeah, I think I can go and make a Twitch account and stream on a daily basis and play the game of Call of Duty or play the game of Overwatch and be bigger than Penn State or be bigger than. So why should I come to you?
What's gonna be the signing bonus?
Yeah, exactly.
The push to get to that level. Is it simply to grow the viewers? Mm-hmm. Is it to make it more mainstream? Yeah. Because you're taking it from a profit pocket to a main stage. Yeah, like it's a real touchy subject.
If you ask me, I'm not going to give my opinion because I don't think that's going to fit. I think I'm just going to rock with what we got now. But I will say that to any esport athlete out there. It's a gamble.
And protect your name.
Exactly.
Make sure, and when I say protect your name, this is with anything and anybody with any form of professional anything. Own your name. Copyright your stuff. Get the paperwork in order. Because the worst thing that'll happen, could you imagine though, you build your name up, you get your presence going, you go to a school, and then all of a sudden, let's say you graduate. Mm-hmm. Do you get to take your name with you? Yeah. Do you get to still run as...
Or even that. What if you decide to transfer?
Yeah. Like, do you still get to play under that name? All the stuff you used, can you still use it?
And that's crazy. And I know our next topic was going to be about, like, esports and as a whole, not just, like, on the college level, but in esports teams, they leave like that. Yeah. And some of these people are under salaries. So organizations have to buy out salaries and buy players out so they can go play for other organizations. Like, for example, Optic Gaming, their whole I believe it was their CS:GO roster ended up skating and there was only one dude left. And what they had to do to to make that guy happy and to get him what he needed was turn it into a European team.
Wow.
And they did it. Obviously, Optic Gaming is probably the biggest gaming organization in the world. Well, other than PC gamers, we'll separate that. But in Call of Duty, Optic Gaming is the biggest organization in the world. They're known worldwide, right? They go to Europe, and people want Optic to win over EU,
their local teams.
Yeah, EU teams like TCM. Like how does that happen?
Yeah.
So, and shout out to him. His name is Hector. He's dope. The dude's name is Hex. He actually started the organization as just like content creators. Yeah. And that's how it's broken down into. It's broken down into their esports teams, which is Call of Duty, Overwatch, which is new, CSGO, Halo,
which is Counter-Strike.
Yeah, Counter-Strike and Halo and Gears of War. So they got those teams, right? And then they have content creators on their roster as well. And Pamaj. Pamaj is a famous, world-renowned Call of Duty sniper who was in Optic, left Optic, went to FaZe, was doing his own thing. Now he's back with Optic, and he's considered a content creator. Okay. Right? So content creators are just people who stream and who create videos. Your Angry exactly. Joes. Yeah. So those are content creators under this brand, under this big brand. Now, just to give you a little insight on who sponsors Optic Gaming, you got Turtle Wax. Mm-hmm. You got Chipotle. Mm-hmm. Brisk Mate had a whole little summer program that they were sponsored under. Scuff Gaming. I think G Fuel. If I'm not, I don't. You know what? Let me not say Control Freak. I'm not 100% sure on G4, but that's just some names
These
out
are
there.
Just some major, not just video game companies.
Actually, and Turtle Beach, the headsets, sponsors Optic Gaming now, and it's crazy how big they got. They lived in a mansion. They called it the Scuff House in Chicago, and now they're moving to Texas. They just up and going to Texas. So this is how big esports have gone. You about to say something?
No, I'm just, once again, my mind is blown by this because I'm scratching the surface on it. Yeah. And this is, I'm going to be better versed in it in the future. But this is something that really just caught my eye, and I'm happy I got to partake in it. And I really want to, once again, just shout out Highlander Gaming. And, just thank you guys for bringing Highlander Con to Riverside, giving us that platform, giving us that venue, giving us that event. Yeah. It truly is something to see, because normally I got to make a whole weekend event and travel out of town, whether it's going to the GameStop Expo, E3, Comic-Con. I mean, I've done all these things.
So now you got something local.
I got something local where I can just grab my family and make a day of it, go down the street and have a good time.
And it's crazy. You know what else? It gives us a home team.
Yeah, give me somebody to root for.
Exactly. So, now I'm telling you who I follow on a professional level, but now I actually get to follow someone that I can go. I can go watch them. Yeah. I can go to UCR at any point in time. It's not that far, but that's crazy to me. That is amazing. I think about that, and I think about how esports has changed so much from back in the day. Back in the day, I would never even have thought about professional. The only closest thing I got to thinking about professional gaming was either creating a game or a game tester.
You remember quality assurance? No, but you remember computer zones, computer cafes, and Quake tournaments.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You know what? I take that back. I do remember
Diablo tournament,
Unreal,
all those tournaments. It's always been around, but now to see it on daytime TV, cable. People are watching this on cable.
On 35.
ESPN is mentioning it.
On 35.
This is so crazy.
Yeah.
But speaking of crazy, now I know this is completely jumping, but I gotta talk about it. So, right now, a lot of people are sitting on two sides and even sitting on the fence about Eminem's response to Eminem's freestyle about Donald Trump.
My man Eminem.
Now, Eminem has always been one of those artists for me that I have. Anytime his album came out, I spent Christmas money. I went dumb. I was.
Let me ask you a question. Why is that?
Man, that is a good question. For me, it was the beats and his wild lyricism.
Okay.
That's what always caught me, because I'm a beat-driven guy.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm heavily beat-driven. And then to be able to...
Young Jeezy.
Oh, man. Jeezy. Snowman. But I'm a beat-driven person. So Eminem's beats were catchy. I was a kid. Brown, brown, brown.
Yeah.
Brown, brown, brown. You know, you can just... I feel like... And then it was just funny to watch... especially around that time, you got to think what was on TV. You had Bam Margera.
Was it
Jackass?
Yeah.
You just had all of that type of stuff.
Wow.
And then you had a CD and an artist to match it. So not only did you have the crazy shit you see on TV, you then have this artist that embodied that.
The soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack to fit it. And it just fit.
And just to say, that has nothing to do with him being white.
It just fit.
It just fits.
I mean, God, if I never seen him, the sound would fit Jacket. Like,
exactly.
I totally, man, it was a soundtrack that matched that type of show and all that. It was just, it's something about it. But back to current day. So, I've heard just as much complaints and gripes and issues as I heard support.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to give my quick position on it.
And I'll go mine next.
Okay. I feel it was great. It was necessary. And I'm just happy that somebody with a platform that big to stand on, with that broad of an audience, who is liked and supported by a lot of people who are on the other side of the fence on a lot of topics. I mean, not even just Trump supporters, but just the other side. They are real big supporters of Eminem because, and I heard a guy say it on Facebook, and he described it perfect. He came in as a white man, as a Caucasian guy, and topped the charts in what, quote unquote, black man's game.
Yeah.
So I'm not. I have no hate. I mean, God, I've bought so many damn Eminem albums. It's not even funny. Like, I even bought something I regret buying, but it just
But that goes with the notoriety of him.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. He's
just
crossed so many lines. So to have somebody who's this prominent, this show-stopping, come in and take a big dump on Trump the way he did, I think it was necessary and I think it was great.
Yeah.
Now, flipping the other side real quick, and I'm gonna let you talk. I know I'm running on. I can understand why people are bothered. And and I'm going to say this. There are more than Eminem. I mean, there's a whole song called Fuck Donald Trump.
Yeah.
There's a whole song that was written before he was, I want to say it was written before he was elected.
Before he was elected.
And music video, it's got Latinos, black people, Lincoln flags.
Yeah.
I've never seen such a it was like the hood version of We Are the World. like, shout out to YG and Nipsey.
Hey, Nipsey's my man.
We talked about Nipsey before. Nipsey's the truth.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was the hood version of We Are the World. I seen it.
Yeah.
But, so I guess what people's problem is people are pretending like this is the first time something profound like this has been said by somebody from the rapper world.
Bro, I am ready.
Now, I'm going to shut up and go.
I'm going, listen, I think, all right, so first let me start on that side that you just ended on. Okay, if we're sitting here talking about Eminem, his lyrics in that freestyle, I would agree with everyone that says that it was trash.
Okay.
I would agree with it. Compared to Eminem's other freestyles that we've heard, this was by
one
far
of his worst.
Worst, right?
Eminem is a monster.
Okay, and that's on that note. on lyricism only, on talent as a rapper, it wasn't a good freestyle, right? Now, also sticking to that side, I sit and see the point where people say, as a fan of you, we shouldn't have to choose. If I believe this, then this is what I believe. I get that, right? And I understand why you would be upset. Now I'm going to jump sides real quick. I think that when someone calls out something wrong and someone doing something wrong,
true,
and it's blatantly wrong,
true,
and it's unheard of, and it's in a position where it just shouldn't be. Why shouldn't the people we look up to, the people we call role models, the people that have this big, huge platform to stand on, that are successful in this world, why shouldn't they say anything? And why shouldn't they say it the way they want it? I mean, our president says what he wants when he wants, or what he wants when he wants. I mean, this is the man that looked at other grown men and called them sons of bitches.
Yeah.
How does that work? He put himself in the game now. So you're free reign.
Yeah, when you open up yourself like that, you really, you don't draw a line.
Exactly.
You open yourself up. You showed your chest.
Listen, DMX has a famous saying that says, you draw the line, you keep the line, and you respect the line. There was none of that when it came to Trump.
Yeah, he opened that wide.
He stepped into a situation where, and this is my thing with it, this is how this kind of transitioned into Donald Trump, is the fact that not only is you're the head guy of the United States, right? You are the poster boy of the United States at this moment.
Yep.
You have you have plenty of opportunities to extend a hand, to bridge some type of gap, to figure out some type of way. Not talking to Kanye. I'm talking about dealing with situations that could potentially put you in a spotlight where you can have some type of respect from the opposition. And we got to call it what you call it, because now it's become hatred on both sides.
Yeah.
So, jumping back to Eminem now, in what Eminem said in his verse, all was truth.
Yeah, he didn't lie.
He didn't lie about nothing.
Nope. It was all true.
You know what I'm saying? And we want to blame him for saying something wrong. People still to this day talk about how Colin Kaepernick is disrespecting the flag for the gazillionth time. It has nothing to do with the military. It has nothing to do. It just doesn't have anything to do with the military. Please.
And law enforcement.
Jesus Christ.
It has to do with police brutality.
Exactly.
And injustice in the minority community.
Yeah.
And and included in that minority community, folks, is poor folks, poor people in general. Those are the ones who are usually preyed upon. Poor people and minorities. So unless you clock in a certain amount, you live in a certain zip code, look up redlining, look up gerrymandering. I'm
gonna tell you something though. Something that I learned just this week, that he could be poor, he can come from a bad neighborhood. Mm-hmm. If that's what you support and you're diehard in it, there's no changing it.
Oh no!
Think about some of the people that voted for Donald, or some. I'm not going to even talk about that. Some of the people that support Donald Trump have nothing in common with him.
Yeah,
relate to him on no type of level. And this is my opinion. You got to think about it.
Yeah.
Donald Trump never struggled. Donald Trump was born rich.
Inherited his business, didn't build it.
Exactly. Donald Trump is a man that doesn't know what struggle looks or feels like. So people struggling support him.
Yep.
But this isn't because he's saying what's right. It's because they feel like either, well, I would say two things about it. Most people are either born into it, and then some people also have this knowledge that, oh, my country is changing. I don't want my country to change from the values I see it as. That's ignorant.
And I'm gonna put some homework out there because I don't have the quote written down, and I don't want to butcher it. But look up Lyndon B. Johnson, our former president. Look up his quote about poor white men and the richest black man. Mm-hmm. And that'll explain a lot of why. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and paraphrase it just so I can,
I'll get it out there.
Yeah, get it out there. So basically, this is paraphrasing. You take the poorest white man, and this is Lyndon B. Johnson, former president. You take the poorest white man, and you make him feel better and feel superior to the most successful, richest, powerful black man, and he'll empty out his pockets for you. This was a former president who said this. Wow. Now, piggybacking that into your question, and with the whole Donald Trump support, what do you have? We know for a fact, this is a fact, poorest counties in the United States are Republican counties.
Yeah.
Republican states. Mm-hmm. The poorest states, lowest quality, lowest income, they're Republican ones.
Yeah.
So... like, how is it that you have a party about people pulling yourself up by the bootstraps?
40 hours a week, 50 hours just to maintain.
Insurance is not a right; it's a privilege. You buy it. Like, you have all these things in place, but the people who are telling you what rules to follow don't live the lives you live.
Exactly. See,
or even walking the shoes you walked in.
I don't get it.
It's weird. It's really strange to me.
I don't get it.
But peeling it back to M, like you said, the man didn't lie.
He didn't. And another thing, I just said this today, Eminem, him doing that, even Colin Kaepernick, them doing what they did on using their platforms, they jumped down to our level.
Yep.
Because they're not being... if Colin Kaepernick just did what he was supposed to do in playing football... He would
still be playing right now.
He'd still be playing right now.
Yep.
And he wouldn't be worried about money. He don't have nothing to
He
worry
wouldn't be
about.
suing the NFL.
I'm chilling, kick back on a boat.
He fell on the sword.
Exactly.
He really did. And
Eminem, same way. Now, Eminem is fresh. It's still new, so we don't know. But think about it. Eminem jumped off of his supposed mansion or whatever he lives in to come down with the people that are affected by this.
And I'm gonna tell you this, and this is what truly made me support the rap. Because at first I was feeling some type of way.
Mm-hmm. Why were you feeling some type of way?
I was feeling some type of way at the support he was getting, because where was the support for all the other rappers who were saying something?
Yeah, okay.
That it had nothing to do with him personally.
Yeah.
It was more so the fans.
Hey, you know what makes sense though? Before you continue, I'm sorry, but I heard. Again, this is me listening to The Breakfast Club.
Okay.
And I heard something that made sense. Charlamagne the God said at one point, this was back in the day, I think this is when the Charleston thing had happened.
Okay.
That white people created white supremacy.
True.
Right? So white people need to fix it.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's
true.
Now,
this just ties in just a little bit. If you got a white person saying that this white person is doing things wrong.
True.
Maybe other white people can see it in that light.
Very true. Oh no! And
you see what I'm saying?
And what you're saying, and this is a big point, and I guess that's just more of me being not necessarily bitter.
Yeah.
But I'll use the word bitter. That's just me feeling bitter that I have all these artists who look like me who've been screaming out and telling you
the same things over and over again.
But this man comes in one stroke, changes the course of
yeah.
I don't even think Donald Trump has responded to him yet.
Oh, he can't.
No, but think about this.
You know he will. He will.
Well, the steam is gone. I don't know when he's gonna say it. If he say anything else, it's gonna make him look really bad.
Somebody's gonna ask him about it,
and he's gonna respond in a silly way. I feel it, or maybe he has responded. Make sure in the comments
tag
correct
him.
me.
Yeah.
Tag him and correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm gonna say this. I need it just how many times do we as a collective, as a group of people, how many times do I have to tell you, hey, this ain't right, this ain't right, this ain't right, and you don't believe me? Yeah. But then somebody who not necessarily didn't come from the same background, because he came from nothing.
I'm talking about based off of what you look.
Yeah,
he
just
looked
I'm talking about you don't look like me.
Yeah, but he looked like you.
He looked like you, and then you hear him, and now all of a sudden, I mean, look at The Blind Side. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We could go for days.
Man, it's just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying, and I guess I didn't.
That was my initial. Oh, but my point, and my point for saying all of that, before I forget, when he drew a line in the sand and said, you're with me or against me. When he said that, that's when I 1,000% jumped behind him, no questions asked. Yeah. Because he put his career on the line.
Of course.
And now you fell on a sword.
Did you hear that guy's response to that?
No.
This guy, and this will be tagged in the description, this guy actually, he actually responded with a little freestyle or rap of his own. And in it, this is where I came off of saying, like, I understand the whole bit about making me choose, because if I believe this but I like your music, that shouldn't affect. But you drew that line now, and you're making me choose. So he basically said, oh, you gonna give the finger to me? Well, F you. And he even had some clever shit about, I don't know if you remember the song where the chorus goes, we're the ones that made you. That Eminem song?
Yeah.
He even brought that, put that in his thing. And I was like, I understand what he getting. Because you have to listen. I listen to other people's arguments.
You have to hear the other side.
But the fact still remains is that you don't understand where he's coming from.
But let me tell you this. Mm-hmm. It's there's nothing in
I'm
writing.
I'm gonna send you that video.
Yeah. There's nothing in writing. There's nothing. I've never heard Trump say, yes, I'm a white supremacist and I support them. But I'm going to tell you what.
He still ain't say he ain't.
He said he ain't. But he sure associates with a lot of them.
Steve Bannon.
But even beyond that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How is it that you can sit up here? God damn it, help yourself, man. Like, help yourself. Give yourself ground to stand on. Let me help defend you. I can't even defend this man.
He needs some
because
milk.
He needs some milk. You, for one, won't clearly say it unless somebody puts a metaphorical gun to your head. You won't say it.
Yeah.
Then, not only will you not say it, you associate with so many of them. From professional ones down to
itty bitty
ones who up and coming, the goons.
He out there on the block,
man, talking about there's some nice people out there.
Yeah,
but then you got the nerve to call NFL people who are protesting civilly sons of bitches. So not only are you calling them out of their name, but you're talking about their damn mamas.
Yeah,
you're talking about their mothers.
Oh, man,
I've seen people fight for less.
And tell me, Dallas Cow Jerry Jones ain't no goddamn hypocrite.
Oh man, how do you the day of? You talking about none of my players gonna be sitting here kneeling, and then you make sure you come out there and lock arms and take a knee
before the anthem goes.
Before the anthem, but in one stroke, they whitewashed the whole point and completely. Oh. It was so bad, and I'm so happy. Thank you, Twitter. And all the great Twitter warriors, because that's what I'm going to call them, Twitter warriors. They made sure to continuously shoot out that it has nothing to do with the national anthem.
Oh, man. I got chewed out by a lady. I tell you that?
No.
Go ahead, finish. I'll tell you after.
Okay. Point blank. There's never been a form of protest that was enjoyed. Mm-hmm. Because protest is supposed to irritate and make you uncomfortable and shine attention onto the subject. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
All these people talking about, well, there's another way to do it. Every time I hear somebody say that and I ask, they are asked, well, what way would you prefer them to protest? They can't give an answer. Go start a foundation. I was like, that still doesn't do it. It's not to make money.
Exactly.
This isn't about if it was about making money, Colin Kaepernick would have never did it.
I would, yeah. He wouldn't have put his job on the line.
He wouldn't have put his job on the line. If it
he
was,
would have continued doing what he was doing,
man,
and making millions and millions of dollars.
And that's another point. And I'm gonna let you talk because I'm gonna shut up.
No, go ahead.
I hate that people use that argument. Well, they're rich, or they came from a rich background.
What?
Let me tell you this, people. Let me tell you this. I've never been without, My lights have never been cut off because we didn't pay a bill. If it was cut off, it was a scheduled maintenance.
Yeah, everything.
We got a letter. I've lived a quote unquote perfect life.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you this: I've still been afraid when a cop pulled up behind me.
Yep.
That inherent fear, because we know genetically fear is passed down. That's already a fact. Like trauma is passed down. It's that we know that there's facts behind supporting that. So when I have decades of, and then don't even get me started on my native side of the family. I'm just all trauma.
Yeah.
From law enforcement, from people in authority figures. I mean, I was taught how to act while driving when growing up.
Yeah.
So, but I came from a quote unquote perfect background. Baron, why are you talking about that? Why you weren't? No, because it's totally bigger than me.
Yeah.
I have children.
Yeah, you got to teach him.
I have to.
They have to grow.
I have black kids.
Yeah.
I have little. When you look at me and you look at my kids, you don't think, oh yeah, they're probably from the native community. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, see,
you don't.
asking.
And Shannon Sharp said it beautifully. When you see me walking down the street, you don't see my accolades, you don't see my education, you don't see my business, you don't see anything other than
big black guy.
Big black guy. Big black guy. It's natural. It's okay. Don't tell me you don't see color.
Yeah.
Do not tell me that. It's fine you see color. I hope you see color. I'm proud to be a black man.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that.
But you know what the combat to that is? Why can't I be proud to be white? You have no problems. You have no issues when it comes to what people that look like me go through. On a daily basis.
And let me school this. And let me throw this out there as well. I claim now nationality plays a huge point. This is I used to envy people in college because I hung around a lot of people from different parts of the world, and they knew their nationality. I'd walk into somebody's dorm room and they'd have their country's flag up.
Yeah.
Not just the U.S. They wouldn't have a U.S. flag. They would have their country's, their home, where if something went down, where their family came from, where their people walked.
Yeah.
For decades on decades, centuries, and whatever. That's where their people were from. I envied that. It seems so small.
Really?
Yeah, hell yeah, I did. Being able to, that's why I keep my tribes, my indigenous Native American tribe up in my house. I have it as soon as you walk in, it's on my bookshelf. I take pride in that. I have a flag. I have a home.
Yeah.
I can go and see where my ancestors were buried. I can go and find out the history back, all the way back to Basket Chihuahua. Like, I can go back to my people.
Well, I was only asking in the regards of really is that why do you feel that type of way?
And I'm giving you the reason why.
Yeah.
That means something, being able to have a home. So now let's say I didn't have my native side of the family. I can't go past my great grandmother when it comes to my family tree because at that point we don't know who's who.
Oh, okay.
I was sitting in the room with 5 of my cousins. None of us had our real last names.
Really?
Yeah, none of us carry our real last names. None of us.
What is your real? Well, never mind.
But you get what I'm saying?
I get what you.
So when it comes to that side of the culture of my family tree, that's why it's so important, and that's why it's so envious. And that's why I understand why people take pride in where they're from, and I understand how important it is to be able to have that continent home. And now bringing it back, you're dealing with a group of people, and this is I'm wrapping it back up to nationality.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a group of people as black people, African Americans. A large portion of them have no connection to their home country.
Nope.
We are one of the only groups of people, probably on Earth, where you gonna send us to? Let's say let's say America nutted up and was like, I'm kicking all the black people out. Where you gonna drop us off at?
Where we going?
Where we going? We're home.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna send me?
Yeah. No, that makes
I'm
sense.
Jumping over to white people. White is a label. Black is a label as well that we took on because we don't know our nationality. But you got Irish, Scottish. Like most people know. I'm gonna be honest. I can't speak for all, but most white folks are Caucasian people that I know. They usually know where their people are from.
Oh, this is where I was getting with you from.
Now, I'm sorry for the big loop around.
No, it's cool because I relate. I relate to what you were saying about. That's the first thing I like to ask people is where you're from.
Yeah, where your people from?
You know, where your ancestors come from. Where are you from? And most people, majority people, know, hey, my great grandfather was Russian.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's a beautiful thing.
So you were Russian. So you ain't from. Don't claim America like this is life.
Yeah.
Like, know your heritage, know your traditions,
and it's
know where you come from.
America's a melting pot. That's the beauty. That's why America has the light and shining light that it has.
Yeah.
It's because it's a melting pot. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging where you come from and being proud of that.
But the first thing, like I said, when Mike Pence, and I stand by what I said, when this idiot went to that game,
oh man,
and decided to write this long, big old post, and it's funny, I caught the post 3 minutes in on Facebook. So you know me, I don't never jump in to these comment sections. I jumped in and put, "Hey yo, douchebag, it's not about the military." I had to turn my notifications off right after that. One lady said to me, "Well, they should do it on their own time." I said, "Whoa, somebody else told me, well, go back to where you came from." I said,
"Where?
I'm trying."
Yeah, like, man.
Trying to get citizenship now.
Help me. Help me.
And back to the tradition thing is, I'm half Jamaican. And I joke about Jamaicans all the time, but I embrace that. I love that. I haven't been so much proud of my Jamaican side of my family, because when I ask my dad's side of the family where I come from, they say estate. They don't say nowhere else. My mom says Jamaica. My grandmother says Jamaica. My grandfather, and this is all on my mom's side, says Jamaica. My sisters, Jamaica. They live there. I used to go there every summer. So I embrace that. Now, for everybody, it ain't the same.
True.
I get that. Like I said, I asked my pops, "Hey, where do we come from?" He says a state. He doesn't say a different country. He says a state.
Like that's where our people began.
Yeah, we began here in Kansas.
Yeah.
No. So and so that whole concept of go back to where you came from.
I'm like,
how about you tell me where the hell?
And let me tell you this. And this is I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
but this
you
is
go
a point,
ahead, man.
Before I forget, this is another major point. Next time you think, this for folks out there listening, next time you think about telling somebody to go back to where they came from, or why are they still in this, or you ask them why are they in this country then? Why don't they leave? You don't ask people who are abused that question. Or you do, but then you have an answer. It's called Stockholm Syndrome.
Yep.
We are the biggest group of people who suffer Stockholm Syndrome on a mass scale. We are in...
Can't deny that. No one can deny that either.
You can apply... If you took us as a whole and you went and read the definition of the Stockholm Syndrome, we fit to a T.
Oh, yeah. You put it up.
We fit to a T. Dog. Yeah. How is it that we're... They have us not. No, I'm gonna use it. They have us afraid to go back to our own continent, our continent of people who look like us.
Yeah,
got me terrible. Got us shook, scared. Whether it's Ebola, whether it's world hunger,
West Nile virus,
got us terrified. Like people don't live there. They make it seem like an uninhabitable zone. Yeah. It's like something from Fallout, the way they talk about it.
Every time I see it, I think of Feed the Children.
Yeah, thank you.
I think of Feed the Children, and it's not like that.
And look, folks, it's so crazy, and I just think a little deeper, broaden your scope, and try to understand that nothing is random. People rarely just act out. There's 99% of the time a reason. And thank you, Eminem.
You gotta thank you, Eminem. I think a lot of people's problem is you're afraid to listen. I got this thing that I can tell when people not listening.
Yep.
If you repeat the same thing you just said to me prior to what I said to you,
you're not listening.
Or you got this blank stare on your face and all you say is you're not listening to me.
True.
And I don't think a conversation should continue.
Active listening is
key. You
need
to listen to people.
Yeah,
listen.
2 ears, 1 mouth.
Just because you don't struggle doesn't mean you can't hear somebody else's struggle. Just because you are struggling doesn't mean you can just avoid the fact that, you know what I'm saying?
There's another option.
Yeah, exactly. So listen, this goes for everybody in any situation, whether it's black talking to black or white talking to black, Asian, it don't matter.
It really don't matter.
Listen, because if you would listen, you would understand that the man that started this whole thing, and well, I'm talking about Colin Kaepernick now, said from the jump street
it has nothing
that has nothing to do with the military. There are injustices that happen in this world, and I don't agree with them.
Boom.
What is wrong with that? Don't you do? So you believe that injustice? That's what my. It'd be a crazy world for me, because I'd be like, so you believe that injustices are right? You believe that the justice system doing what they want and not what they should do is the correct thing to do?
And I'm gonna wrap it up with this.
Okay.
Go out and watch anything on Jane Elliott. Mm-hmm. This lady was a genius, a social genius. She asked a theater full of white people, full of people of the Caucasian descendancy. She asked them, do you want to be treated like African Americans, like black people?
Oh, I remember that.
Stand up. For those who feel, we're all people. We're all people.
We're all equal.
We're all equal. We're all people. Would you like to be treated like African Americans or black people? Nobody stood up. She asked them 3 times, and then she ended it by saying, "That's because there's something wrong.
Yeah,
you know it. Because if we were all equal, if we were all just people, I don't see color, you wouldn't even hesitate. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah,
but it does matter.
Yeah, it's easy to talk about. Oh yeah, it didn't happen to you.
Yeah,
it didn't happen. So if you don't think there's nothing wrong, come on, be with the op.
Yeah, be with the opposition.
You know what I'm saying?
The
come
other
on.
Side.
But it's a lot of people wouldn't survive.
No,
there's a lot of people that live in these communities that struggle on a daily basis.
True.
I'm talking about. I read a story about a kid that lived in Chicago that had to really run to school. He had to run to school and run home, and that was life for him. And that was that. Just hearing that, I don't even have to go in depth on the rest of the story. It's crazy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just because this world is crazy.
True.
Everything that goes on, and then everyone doesn't want to listen. Everyone thinks they have the solution, but no one wants to listen. Sit down and listen.
Got the answers, Sway.
Hey, it's funny we started with that.
Man, and on that note, once again, I would like to thank all our listeners out there, and I want you to make sure to follow us at BaronJ67 on Twitter and Instagram.
And also follow me at xTJones on Instagram and Twitter.
And also, click that like button. Subscribe. Don't just listen. Also, subscribe. Click the little button below. We need you guys.
Hey, I see you. Just so you know, I see you, though.
But really, man, just really appreciate you guys. And just thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Black A, better spell that with a Q, cause all my bullets come with quality. I don't miss when I shoot. Sniper bullet with your name engraved, a rapper with the truth, so don't go disrespecting names before the crosshairs land on you. Splat. Yeah, I don't.